So if you can increase its size.
Just the height.
Yes.
1,000.
Yes. Let's see. Refresh it and then
I'm sorry, it took a long time, almost an hour.
no issue. Actually,
Oh,
frankly, let me tell you, like if some error is coming, okay, then you
yeah.
can easily find it and solve it. Okay, but like this type of problems where like you don't have any issue and anything, then it will
Mhm.
always take time. Okay, so this will happen every time when you will do programming. So no
Yeah,
issue.
it says blank.
Just you completely debug it.
Yeah, I just pressed F8, F8.
Okay.
See, the board is
different two segments here, and I'm like this. I just got confused how things are working here.
Guys, can you hear me? Nagin this side.
Hey, Naren.
Hi Sabita.
Hello.
Kya? So what's you're doing?
I'm trying to review the code. I was trying to do the code over the weekend, and I got lost in many places.
Okay. So anything you I need to explain? You have any question query?
Yeah, if you can just explain me this function, like line by line,
Okay.
and how it's working.
Sure, sure. Sure, sure. Like here in this function, we are trying to do, I'm telling.
Mm-hmm.
In this, when somebody clicks on, I think, update customer button,
Mm-hmm.
then you are calling this send data,
Yes.
and you are reading, I think you have two span, right? You know span,
Yes.
where you can show one line data.
Mm-hmm.
So you are reading, line number 86 is clear. Basically, you have span, a label, right? From where you are reading the data. If you are
Name.
reading from data from input field, we use val.
Yeah.
But if you are reading data from span, we use HTML. So
Okay.
we are reading name and email, right?
Mm-hmm.
After that, at line number 88, we are converting into JavaScript object. Name, column value, comma name, column value, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can think it's a class which two attribute, name and email. That's
The
it.
C data is JavaScript object. Right?
JavaScript object name. You can give any name to it.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yes.
After it, line number 90,
Mm-hmm.
because this is the syntax part. You are converting your Java object into JSON data. Now your
Mm-hmm.
question may be, what is the difference between both?
Mm-hmm. I found that and I put a note in there. Like common uses JSON is to exchange data.
Actually, why actually see JavaScript object you cannot send, right?
Mm-hmm.
It anyway it has to be converted into
JSON.
JSON format, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because object will not travel over the network. That's why using JSON is one of the implicit objects of JavaScript. It is there, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have to use stringify method and pass your C data. So you got JSON data, right?
Yeah.
Now this is a part of the syntax. This could be anything, right? We should not bother about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you want to make a post request apart from get, you have to always make option object. Option is JavaScript object. No? You are making again new. Const you can omit it. You can write var anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Const means once you make it, after that you can't make change. That's meaning is.
Okay.
So you are saying, hey, my method is post and body. I'm sending my JSON string data. No? And in header, like when you make a request, we have always two part, header and body, right?
Mm-hmm.
In body you send actual data, in header we send some header attribute content type means you say, hey, I want to send JSON data, that's fine. Accept means once my request is executed on the server, I need a JSON response. You got it? Content type and accept.
I actually got confused there. So accept
Yeah,
is that like the 200 we get when the send is successful? Is that accept?
yeah. Content type means in what format you are sending data in the body. Accept means in what format you are expecting response from the server. You say, hey server, I would be sending JSON data and I will be expecting JSON data from you as a response. Clear?
So do we write this block of code that we
Ah,
use for options for get method as well?
no, you can do it if you want. But for gate, we know we are not sending anything in the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Content type is not needed,
Mm-hmm.
and only you need accept, right?
Okay.
So even in gate, if you don't write accept, it will work. So
And in get it would be just a method get and then
yeah.
and accept, right?
Fetch,
Nobody.
if fetch, if you don't mention the option, it is by default get. That's it.
Okay. So if the type is post, have to have options in page. Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. In
Okay.
case of post, in case of delete, in case of put, you can use all the four method.
All
Even when we use five method, I'm telling you, get, post, put, and delete. Get for fetching the data, post for creating new record,
right.
put for updating the record, and delete for deleting the record.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, in place of put, sometime we use patch, but it's okay. You should know four. C, create, matlab post, get, put, and delete.
Then in line number 103, so it says promise equals to fetch, so fetch data
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that
Fetch means
point.
fetch means you are making a request to the server. Hey server, I want to hit v3 slash cc customer endpoint, and you are passing other detail also, right? You are
So
hitting v3 customer and sending JSON data and in content type and all. So the promise will this will just hit your request, and every it will be tracked by the promise. So in promise you are saying
mhm,
then means you say, hey promise, when response come, it will come into the response.
mhm,
And when it's coming the response, you are saying, I want to get is data as a JSON, right? If you are
mhm,
getting JSON, sometime you get in TXT, that you can write TXT, right?
mhm,
XML, then means depend on. And when you read JSON data, it would be converted into JavaScript object, and it will be passed to the data. So data is a representation of JavaScript object, which object for the JSON data which is coming from server, right? Opposite of line number 90, 88 or 90. Opposite, right?
okay,
In
okay,
88, we are getting JavaScript object, then converting JSON.
mhm,
But in response, you are getting JSON and converting back into JavaScript object at line number 105. Line number 104, you are reading data from the response as JSON. And when you return response.json, it is converted into JavaScript object, and it is passed to the another then method at line number 105. Clear? Now it is up to you. At line number 106, if you want, you can pass the data and show it where you want to show it. That's it.
mhm. Okay,
Got my point?
yeah,
Cool,
okay.
man. Cool. So you got it now? See, when you do this kind of job again, I'm telling you, if your programming skill improve here, so you will get the benefit everywhere. So
Mhm.
Savita, you have to do practice only once, right? After that, when you start to do all those things, automatically your programming skill will improve and you will do good everywhere. Simple.
Yeah, very
Clear?
well.
Any other question, query if you have?
I was trying to like I'm gonna ask you to create that multi-part function. Another thing I was trying was to upload image through Postman. Oh, you can. Uh, but I think I'll have to create a post mapping for that with those multi-part code. I'll try that first and
Okay.
let you know.
Okay. What about other people? Anybody else have any question, query for me? No, not yesterday, on Friday, I think I had given you some assignment. I don't know. Barsha, any progress on that?
Yes, sir. I had few errors on there, so I just discussed with Aman, and um, I still have to do a lot of things on there. I just created the UI. I have to write my backend code.
Okay. So you don't have any question. So you try the same assignment?
Yeah, the edit and delete rows. Yes.
Okay, that's great. Chalo, good. Okay. So only I would say do practice. Simply that. And what about other people? Ritesh, Sagar,
Yeah, I got the
Sarita?
delete part and I'm working on edit.
Ah,
So almost done.
that's great then. Sarita, what about you?
I've been missing few classes this week, so I'll try to catch up.
You can take Aman help, right? When you were, you try to come, I think at your timing 3 o'clock you can come and
Hmm.
just discuss with him because I don't know you can do yourself or not, right? You just take help from him and whatever
Okay.
is going on current, focus on that. Whatever you missed, forget about it.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, I don't know. You just take help from him. I don't know. He will help you. I'll ask him.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I don't know. I just willing to know what I'm teaching you. You guys are able to understand or not? Sarita, you said you missed a session. That's why you nowadays you are not able to get anything.
Yeah, I've been missing classes this week. I had some stuff to do, so I'll try to catch up, I guess, because there were a few assignments last week that I
Yeah.
haven't done it. Yeah.
Sign. Yeah. Okay. It's okay then. I think we did a lot and mapping. All those things we have to learn it, right? If you don't have any question query, then I can teach you something new today. Okay, I'm going to teach you today JUnit. What? JUnit. So you need to understand what JUnit is, what is the benefit of it, and all those things. And JUnit is very important, I would say. Why? Because when you go to the industry, you have to write JUnit for sure. Mm, Let me open some diagrams. And then why JUnit? Hmm. See, if you don't know, either you can write JUnit or not, doesn't matter, right? But you should know what JUnit is, right? So there are two things in terms of terminology. One thing is if somebody asks question, you should be able to answer it. Second thing is if somebody asks, hey, can you write it and all. So that different thing. If you know that, that's good. Ah, so you may be always, listen about what is the unit test, unit testing. I don't know. Have you heard about it? Unit testing? Hmm?
Yeah, but I don't know what
So,
actually.
yeah. So we need to really understand, right, what this power is. Actually, this unit testing is not related with any way. You might heard about testing. Hey, I'm doing testing job. I'm doing, development, right? Testing is another thing. Testing, when you talk about normal testing, all that, that is functional testing and done by the tester or QA people, right? Functional testing. You need to test the product, right? I have developed it and you have to test it. It is working as per the requirement or not. Are you following me? Those are, not a programmer, coder. They are normal people. Hmm? They have some testing skill and all. Hmm? Remember? So, hey, you're not replying. We need to understand why we write it, right? So you have to write unit test case for your code. Unit test means what is the benefit of unit testing is? Benefit of unit testing it makes your code robust. Hmm? What do you mean by that? See, uh, you know, I'm your manager and your code base is very big. Ritesh, you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Okay, I'm your manager and this is the code base, right? And this code base is very big. You don't
Okay.
know, you don't know everything about it because this code is very big.
Mm-hmm.
You got a point?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So you are doing some code change, right? Code change. I ask you to fix some bug or I ask you to develop some new feature and functionality. Clear? So
Mm-hmm.
what you do for that? You have to do code changes. You will do code changes, right? And this code is, not necessarily be written by you. It may be written by somebody else and you are writing on top of it. Normally, this is the way how industry works. Clear?
Okay.
If you got a job, do you think you have to write everything from the scratch? No, man.
No.
There would be always code base. You have to work on top of it. So it means if you have to fix some bug or you have to develop some feature. Do you understand? Bug and feature. Bug means some problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feature means that feature is not there, functionality is not there. You are adding new one. So if you do some code change, right, then how you can give the guarantee because of your code change, it's not breaking other people code. Ritesh,
Mm-hmm.
what is it? If you do some code change, right, because of bug to fix the bug or to develop new feature, you will do code change, right?
Yeah.
This code is very big. So if you do some code change and because of your code change, if any problem comes or not, do you think you'd be able to predict that time?
No.
No. This is the big problem or not? Oh
Yeah,
man,
it's a big problem.
because I said, hey, Ritesh, this is the bug, you fix it, and you fix the bug, and because of your bug, 10 other bugs comes.
Yeah.
People will kill you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, what you are doing? Are you crazy? You fix one problem and 20 more problems comes, 20 more bugs comes. Oh my God, right?
Yeah.
So this is the one issue, right? Second issue may be in a team, there may be multiple people working all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are working, I am working. So we have to always merge each other code, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you and me are working on the same file. So we have to merge the code or not, right? Of course we have
Yes.
to. When you merge the code, after that, everything is working as per the expectation or not. Again, another issue. You cannot give the guarantee, right?
No.
You say again, I don't know. Got it?
Yeah.
So this is the big thing I'm discussing it, right? When you do some code, you don't know what blunder could be because of it. Oh, this is the problem I'm telling you. You cannot understand the power of the unit unless and until you really working somewhere,
Okay.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, this is the difference between the hour training. I'm telling you, whatever I'm teaching you, this is my daily job, right? You got my point?
Mm-hmm.
I know that. If you can tell me again when you faced this problem last time, please tell me. I can tell you date wise. At least month I can tell you. It's fine. So this is the problem why you need test cases. Got it? If you write test cases, so what you do now, what you can do, man? You can run the test case on it. Whatever test case you wrote after doing your code change, you can run it, and your test case will tell you the problem in couple of minutes. Hey,
okay.
you have done these changes. This problem is. Please go and correct your code. Otherwise, people will kill you.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
That's cool. So question, oh my God. So this is one of the very good thing. And I'm telling you, when you work in the company, right? Good company, you have to write your test cases for sure. Oh, if I need to write test cases in Java, do I need any library or framework? Yes, that library is called JUnit. Oh, what is JUnit? JUnit is a framework offered by the Java open source. You can read it, right? कहीं पे नहीं No problem. JUnit is a open source regression testing framework to write test cases in Java. Clear? Open source regression testing framework for Java. You got a point?
Okay. Yeah.
And latest version of JUnit is JUnit 5. Hmm? I hope you understand. JUnit is a framework. You know framework?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Framework is framework. क्या होता है? Framework is a set of library which gives you the features in order to perform some task. Like I am always kitchen where you cook the food. Kitchen I am always thinking as a framework. No?
Mm-hmm.
Because in kitchen you have everything, right?
Yeah.
If you want to cook something, you can get in the kitchen. So kitchen is a framework, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to cook, right? You can cook dal, rice, anything. You need kitchen, right? Kitchen is a framework. Similarly, JUnit is a framework, and using that framework, you can write test cases. Got it? The
Yeah.
test cases we can write only for Java. Test cases you can write for business logic. Business logic, you know, right? Logic. So in our code, do you think we have logic? Of course we have logic. Where we have logic? In my controller, in my service layer, है No? Yes. In DAO, since we are using repository, Ritesh, तो
Mm-hmm.
DAO में code नहीं है. Who is writing code in DAO? Spring Data JPA.
JPA.
Yeah. Spring Data JPA. पूरा. Spring Data JPA. ना?
Okay.
Mainly Spring Data. Thank you. Oh, so we need to understand advantage, right? First, it is a regression testing framework. Regression testing framework means if you do some code change, you will come to know the impact of it.
Mm-hmm.
It provides good documentation. This meaning is if you have some code and you need to understand it. I join some company, man, and I need to understand the code. Which is the best place to understand the code? JUnit.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Okay.
by seeing the JUnit, you can understand the code. That's why I'm writing. It provides good documentation. It makes your code robust. Clear? Meaning is if you do some code change, JUnit will tell you what problem is. Fine.
Okay.
And JUnit has been important in the development of test-driven TDD. This is one of the approach of software development. Are you following me? TDD is one of the approach of the software development where you write test cases first. Oh, normally the test we write test cases when your coding is done. I am telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Public now, when you want to write the test cases, once you see, hey, my coding is done, everything is done, my code is reviewed, everything is done, right, man?
Mm-hmm.
So then you can write your test cases normally. But in TDD approach, it is opposite. You write test cases first, and on the basis of test cases, you write your code. Oh, opposite. Test-driven driven development approach we use rarely. Somebody asked, did you know test-driven development? You can. I heard. I've heard about it, but I don't know. I haven't worked with it. Hmm? Another thing is I will teach you, or Aman maybe teach you, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Let's see. CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment tool, that is Jenkins. So we'll talk about what Jenkins is, what it does, what is the importance of it. And Jenkins comes as a part of DevOps. I don't know. Do you know DevOps?
Mm-hmm.
DevOps is the
Oh.
one of the challenging job which provides you the infrastructure to develop and deploy your software.
Software.
When you work in the company, man, you may be working as a developer, but there would be DevOps people. His job would be set up the environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Configuring the different instance of the machine, configuring the service, ensuring your code should be, deploy in the, cloud environment,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
configuring your Jenkins, everything he will do for you.
Okay.
Whatever infrastructure you need in order to run your code and everything in different environment like development, testing, production, that job would be done by the DevOps people. I'm not saying you should be expert in DevOps, but good to have knowledge. So you will have session for DevOps, right? AWS and all.
Okay.
I'll make it soon. Maybe this week, we can start from weekend. I'll talk to you on Friday, and as per the availability, your availability, I can plan it.
Okay.
Cool. Where I reach? 6. JUnit we write only for business layer. Can we write JUnit for JSP? Answer is no. JSP is not a business layer. JSP is your presentation layer. Hello. JUnit only you can write for Java code. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what is this? In last, once coding is done. In last, once coding is done. When you write JUnit, in last, once coding is done. Somebody asked the questions when you write who write the JUnit? Point number 8. It is written by the developer. Ritesh, normally when you write the code, you have to write your test cases. It's very rarely somebody write the code and somebody else is writing test cases. It's very rarely.
Mm-hmm.
It may be happen like I wrote the code and then I am on vacation, right? Or I left the organizations, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
you are there, then you have to.
So
Cool.
question here, Navanya.
Please.
So 2 or 3 people are working on one feature, and you said you merge the code, right? So we write the test cases separately for each code, or we write the test
Yeah,
case
yeah.
in the code as well?
Separately. You have to write. I think you ask good question. I want you people should ask questions. Your question answer is if 3 people are working on different features, so you have to write your test cases for your feature. It's your part. You should only focus on your part. Got it?
So the code merge is done after unit test is successful?
Yeah. See, if you are merging the code after the see 3 people are working on the different features.
Mhm.
You wrote your test case. I wrote my test case. Somebody else wrote his test cases. Right? Everybody's. So when you merge it, right, and you
Mhm.
found something is failing, it's your job to fix it. It's your job if you are merging it, right? So when
Mhm.
you merge the code, you have to run your test case again. Before merging, you have to run. After merging, you have to run again your test cases.
Okay. So
Cool.
how do you figure out units? Like,
How to, if any problem comes, how to figure out?
I mean, like the unit. A unit should be the smallest part of the code, right?
No, that's fine. But yeah, I agree with you. But fixing test is not a big deal. But when you do it, you can do it. When you don't have knowledge, because you are not going to write it, right?
Mhm.
They would be little bit, changes. So you have to just add something here and there. You can do it. Fine.
So you write unit tests for the code changes as well.
Yeah, little bit changes you have to do
Okay.
because you merged it and some problem is coming is because of some mistake in all. So you will take it. You have to take care of it. You have to fix it,
So
right?
if you are in not in the new feature development, you are working for the bug fixes.
Can you come again? What is it?
So you are not working in like new feature development. You are working in bug fixes only.
No. See,
You still have to write
sometime
unit tests there.
yeah. It is bug or new feature every time you have to write. Okay,
Okay.
because if you fix some bug, some test case is failing, right?
Mhm.
So you have to just fix those test cases. Sometime when you are fixing some bug, whenever you add the new code, right,
Mhm.
Sabita, then
Mhm.
of course you have to write test cases because you write the test case for code. If you add new code, of course some test cases you have to write for that.
So it can either be writing new test cases or fixing the existing test cases.
New test cases because in one test case you just test the portion of the code. If you're writing a portion of the code more, then you have to write new test case.
Okay.
Cool. Good questions. I want you guys should ask questions, right? Then only you'll get the benefit, I'm telling you. At least in my situation. Ask questions. Fine. I hope we are good. Yes, we are good. Oh, what is the code coverage? Coverage, or actually when you write the test cases, how you can say your test case is written by 2 or 3 people, right? So how you can say which test case is good? Your test case, my test case, or somebody else test cases? Are you with me? So, in order to ensure the quality of the test cases, what I said, in order to measure the quality of the test cases, we have some code coverage tool. I want to show you. You guys got my point? One is Cobertura, which is Cobertura is a code coverage tool who can measure the quality of your JUnit test cases, how how good it is. And here I install some ECMAC. I forget the name. Let me show you. Cool. It's taking time. Hey, why you are taking this much time? We don't have time. It's okay. I'm just installed. Again, it's taking a couple of months. Okay. We need to understand mixing terminology used in this. Terminology. First terminology is text fixtures. Text fixture means when you write the test cases, you need to use dummy data. This tool I'm talking about. So with the ECL EMA, that's fine. Java code. So this plugin I have, and I'll show you, right, what it does. Text fixtures. When you write your test cases, let me show you. You need to use dummy data. Please reply what I said. When you write test cases, you have test case. When you write the test cases, you have to use dummy data, and that dummy data is called test fixtures. You see here, मैं इसमें ये data use कर रहा हूँ -44 and this is called text fixtures. Test cases, like for your code, you have to basically test is for a different scenario. For example, if you have a method, are you with me? Method is factorial, na? So tell me, to compute the factorial of a number, how many test cases you have to write? Savita, you have to think about it, right? The one test case you can write for less than 0, no? Greater than 0. Am I right? Or you can write some boundary values. You know boundary values? Lower and higher values. So for one method, how many test cases you can write? Any guess? One or more. One is for sure, but you can write multiple test cases. I hope I'm making myself clear. No?
Or I would say it's two, one for positive and one for negative.
Yeah. Like if I have to write one, I would go boundary value. I can go with 0. I can go with less than 0. I can go with greater than 0. In greater than 0, I can compute for 5, 7, or one more. That's it. 4, 5 at least you can write. Clear? It is up to you. Cool. Yep. So you understand the test cases? Yeah. In test cases, what do we pass the input and validate the output of the method, right? Test case means you basically test the scenario. So test case, we validate method response against input. Unit testing, when you say I'm writing unit test, means you want to test a single class. Nah? So what is the minimum thing which you want to test? Class. You have to basically test a class. When you test a class, means you are testing a method. Cool. Test suite. If you have you may have multiple classes, and for every classes you may have test case. Oh. So test suite is nothing. Running your test cases all together. You can run your test case independently for one class, or you may have multiple class. You can group all together and you can run it. That is called test suite. I hope I'm making myself clear so far. Hey? Hello.
Could you repeat that one more time, please?
Test suite.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have, you may have 20 classes. So you have two options in your hand. If you want to run test cases, you can run individual classes, right? But if you don't want to run individual classes, you want to run all the classes in one shot, then you have to make a set test suite. Test suite means you are making a one class and grouping all the class in one class, so that you can run all the test cases in one shot. That's it. The test suite is nothing. Are you following me? Running all the tests at a time. That's it. Barsa.
Got it.
Okay. Oh, what is the Makito and Power Mark? Makito and PowerMock, basically these are the framework which we use with JUnit. That's it. So when you write test cases, we need to take their help. Oh, so Mockito and PowerMock is basically used for the mocking purpose. So I will tell you what is the mock and all. Clear? JUnit is one of the interesting and big topic. Clear? I want somebody asked question, hey, you know JUnit? You should know. Yeah, theoretically I know. I can write also. Okay, that's fine. But I don't remember right now. That's okay. But you should be able to give the impression you know it. You know it. What is a JUnit runner? JUnit runner is a software who will execute your test cases and eventually it will show the summary. What? JUnit runner is a software which will run your test cases and eventually it will show you the summary. Summary means how many test case was there, how many passed and how many failed. Oh, I hope you got this much. Like here we have error and failure. Error means some exception occurs in the test cases. Failure means your actual and expected mismatch. We'll talk on that. Anybody have any question for you so far? No? Okay. Yeah, you can you see this? I'm going to show you what I'm going to show. If you have to write test cases, you need to make the folder. You come to your project. Hello guys. इसमें देख we have SRC main Java, SRC main resources. SRC main Java, your actual logic, and SRC test may you have to write your test cases. And SRC test resource is contains the XML file, JSON file, property file, YAML file, config file, blah blah blah, which is used in JUnit. Thank you. What I'm planning to do, please help me. I need to write test case for what? जिसके लिए? Help me.
Our project.
Of course we'll do for our project, but first of all I'd like to show you some simple, no? But eventually we have to do it for our project tomorrow. Today let's do for arbitrary classes. You see, factorial. You need to write basically test case for the factorial. So if you want to write test case for factorial, Sabita, so you need to right click on this, किस पे? Class पे, and go to new and other. Got it? कैसे? Right click on the class, go to new and other, and here you can click on JUnit test case. When you do it, the यहाँ is mentioned JUnit 3, 4 doesn't matter. You don't care about it. I'm going to use at least 4. Oh, I need to put my test classes into which package? SRC main Java nahi. I need to put it in my test case. Savita, ये change करना. SRC test case. बस. And my test case name should suffix with test. It is convention. Factorial is my original class, and my test class should be suffixed with test. This is the other thing you forget about it.
So if you have multiple test cases for one class, how do you name them?
Yeah, I'm going to show you how you can do it. First of all, you have to make a test class and you can write multiple test cases in this.
Okay.
I'm going to write it for compute. Two. It's created. Cool. No? Like whatever test case you do, test case method is public. It does not return anything, Sabita. So what here, every test case should be suffixed with, annotated with art test, right? Public, void, and what you want to test? Like this is the method name, right? You want to test compute when input negative. Are you following me? Yes. Clear? When you want to write the test cases, in test case you validate the method input and output, right, Sabita? So here you have to make an object of factorial. Of course, yeah. In test cases, you have to make an object of the class which you want to. So I don't want to test for negative when input is 0. It's okay. Let's start with some good test cases. Right, Sabita? इसमें 0 though. Oh, like I have given 0. 0 is set inside it. Now you call the compute method. तो क्या होएगा? Num is 0 and factorial of 0 is 1. So you need to call which method? Tell me. Compute. So it should return what result. Everything is cool. Answer karo. it should return 0. You know factorial of 0 is 0. But you know factorial mathematics?
Yes.
0. So here, if we have to use assert equals, Sabita, assert equals what does?
So it equals compares. If,
Compares. Actually, this result is actual, right?
Mhm.
I'll tell you. Equals. देख यहाँ पे, oh, you have to import. Actually, I don't know. Do you know static import? Assertion. Assert, right, Sabita? We have static import, right? Static import means uh, you can directly use static method in the no need to write class name. पता है ना? Yep. Hello. Yes. Sabita with me? Static, not replying. Static import is Java 5 feature. You can, if you want to call a method directly, you don't want to write the class name, then you can statically import all the methods. So assert equals is coming from here. आपका actual result is then, and what you are expecting, Sabita?
Mhm.
0. Bas. This is called test cases, where you are creating the object of the class which you want to write the test cases, and you want to call the method. In method ko you are passing input, and result you are actual result ko you are comparing with the expected value. Savita, now if you want to run it, yeah, right click on the file, run as JUnit test cases, है ना? अब इसको आप run करोगे तो it will show you the summary. अगर everything is running cool, then it's crying, ना? क्यों भाई? Oh, my bad luck. I mean, factorial of 0 is not 0. I'm sleeping.
One.
Set flag. The gate is failing, right?
Mhm.
Savita, method is saying, hey, I'm returning 1 and you are just expecting 0. Sorry, failing. Now it will pass. Like green. Hello. So this method, when you give 0, what it will give you, Savita?
Pass.
Pass. Similarly, you can write the another test cases. When input is 5,
Mhm.
yeah, 1. Factorial of 1 is
One.
1. इसका भी 1 ही है. So this is my second test cases. Third test case I can write for some bigger value, 5.
Mhm.
5 factorial, if you remember, it is 120.
Mhm.
I mugged it. When 5, nah? Okay, cool, 5. And I can write one more test case. Negative value, Savita.
Mhm.
Like for negative value, when you call the compute method, यहाँ पे you are throwing exception, nah?
Mhm.
If value is negative, you are throwing exception. So when you call the method, what you are not expecting any value Sabita from it. Nahi. When you call it, you are getting what? What you are expecting? Exception, right?
Mhm.
So यहाँ पे you can mention what exception you are expecting. If exception is not coming, then what happen? Your test case will fail. है ना? So when you call this, exception must be come. Otherwise, this test case will not pass. Anybody have any question, query? Huh? I wrote how many test cases? 1, 2, 3. Sabita. So it is going to cover you all the tests, all the code. Sabita, you're not replying. I said this test case will cover this code also, right? So you want to see?
Mhm.
He, you tell me, you need to understand how much code is covered by your test cases. If I comment this method, right, Sabita, एक comment कर दूंगा, so my test case will not cover my if condition. So you want to see how much code it is covering? Yep.
Yeah.
इसके लिए right click on that. You can do coverage as, देख रहे हैं? JUnit. इसके लिए I have installed a plugin into it. Can you see this? Array, this code running this code, and you open it. देख Sabita, I'm able to cover my all the code, right? Hey, green, 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 green. So you can see the code coverage of this method, this class. So in company, your manager will give you some guidelines. Your manager will say, hey, code coverage of your class should be 95%, 100%.
Mm.
That is the way how you can ensure the quality of your code. Where is my factorial?
Ours is 92%.
You can actually, I'm not interested in other. मुझे इससे मतलब, you see your Java wali, you have 100%. Savita, others we haven't done so far. Na?
That's the
No,
code
no.
coverage, right? That's not the test coverage.
Code coverage means test coverage.
So what?
This is not important. ये नहीं है. This is not important, right? Like, here it is 36 read, but because when it was called, it was throwing error. So this method execution was not normal. But you have to see test case only for your business life. ये वाली 100%. Got it? Done. Anybody have any question, query, please? I have just given you the idea, a small idea, how to write test cases. Tomorrow I will write the test case. This is for small kids, right? But we are not going to do this. We have to write the code how we have to write the test cases the way people write in the industry. We have to do that. Similarly, let me show you one more.
What was the plugin name you said you were using?
Plugin you have to go to the the Eclipse marketplace.
Mhm.
Then you can go to the install. यहाँ से you can install it. It's coming. You guys, if you want, you can do right now. कभी कर लीजिए. I'll tell you how. Cool, popular. Yeah, in search me, I'll show you. Why it's taking time? Sure. Here I'm going to install. In search me, you have to you click on the search and type it. ECL IMA.
Oh,
ECL IMA. So in search you can type ECL IMA.
that's a plugin, right?
When you search it, ECL, it will show you everything which is starting with ECL. Na? ये आ गया ना? So the ECL you type in search, it will come, and here you have to click on the install. That's it. Once it is installed, you have to restart the Eclipse, and this changes. Yeah, that option will be there. Got it? Everybody? No, nobody in the blind.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here I'm going to show you one more test case, but tomorrow I will show you for your actual classes the code which you have. We have to do for that, and I'm going to show you mathematics. Web nahi, I have to go to the service. Mathematic test. Going, this is a normal thing. I'm going to take the business logic from there first. Mathematics. I have to just copy my test cases. Mathematics test. You guys are with me? Like similarly, we have for mathematics also, Sabita. In that we have calculate method, and what this calculate method is doing. Like, I am passing two things, na? Number and offset. Offset means some ऐसे, it's not special. If offset is less than 0, you are throwing this exception. If offset is greater than 100, you are throwing this exception.
Mm.
What this method logic is supposed to do, whatever number you will pass, it will multiply itself and add the offset and return it. You got the idea?
Okay.
No? Normal method, taking num and offset. So I have test cases, Savita. Test calculate when num is positive, right? When number is negative, when 0 0, you got it? When 10, and so you can have a look on it, guys.
Sure.
Whatever I have taught you, I need all this thing from you today. So sorry, tomorrow. So first of all, you do this much and then do the assignment. Clear? Tomorrow I'm going to show you mocking, Sabita, important, and how to write test cases for the service layer. Tomorrow I will show you service layer and day after tomorrow controller.
All
So
right.
I'll take two sessions back to back.
So we'll be writing test cases only for service, right?
Business layer, that is your service layer
Mhm.
and controller. And the way we wrote, the way we'll write, same way you write in the company also. Somebody can say hi. Just say hi, please. So here I'm seeing some people are joining late. I don't know why. Because you know, purpose why Aman is coming here so that you can do the practice and you can ask question with him. If he is able to answer your question, it's okay. Otherwise, you can ask with me. But at least you can do practice with him. So please try to join session on time. Otherwise, it's you know, I do not have any problem, right? I have batch back to back. But your time is important, right? Because you know, after your batch, I'll get new batch and it's just going on. So whatever I'm saying, just follow me. And when you come to the session, please ask questions. Look here, if you do not ask questions, then you'll not get benefit of it. Simple. Hmm? Done. Anybody have any question, any query for me, please? Anything which you want to convey to me?
So one question is, we have to write test cases for each and every class we create, right, for our project.
Yeah, exactly. If you have 100 classes, but
Uh-huh.
Sabita, what happened normally when you work in the project, people are writing this from the beginning, right?
Uh-huh.
Suppose you wrote the two classes,
Uh-huh.
you have to write the test case from the day one.
Okay. So are there any chances that you don't have to write test case for the class you created?
Pardon, what do you say?
Are there any chances that you don't have to write test case for the classes you created, or you have to cover it like 100%?
No. I'll do it a little bit, like 10% and 90% you guys have to do.
Okay.
Then only you learn it, okay?
Okay.
The way we are doing. I'll show you a couple of classes.
Mhm.
Like if it's 10, then 2 I can write, and rest of the thing you can write.
Sure.
Or in a service method, suppose you have 10 method, I can write for 2 methods, and rest of the thing you can write. That's plan.
Can you go to your factorial test case once?
Pardon, what do you say?
Your factorial test case. I just want to see that code. Just one
I
time.
sent you. I sent you already.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. In this test case is there. I can double check it. Zoo. It's there already, Savita. Like in Java, you know. Yeah. I sent you, right? Where you need to look? SRC test Java. Yeah, in the same package. The package name is same always, right? Your source code package and your test case package will be same always. Fine. Okay, friends. So I think this is enough for today. If you don't have any question query, I think we are good for then today. Anybody have any question query? No? Yes?
I think
No, sir. No.
Okay. Friend, if you don't have any question query, we are good for today. Bye bye. Have a good day. See you next session tomorrow. Bye.
sure, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.